come in. You must be Ms. Garcia.
Yes, good to meet you.
Please, have a seat.
Thank you.
Who came with you here today?
My spouse.
I will be asking you some questions. You will need to answer them truthfully, to tell the truth.
The truth, la verdad, of course.
Yes. Please stand and raise your right hand. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I promise.
Please sit down again.
Do you understand what you promised?
Yes, to tell the truth, all the truth.
Could you show me your passport, your permanent resident card, and your photos? Your passport and permanent resident card?
Mi pasaporte, yes, here.
Please tell me your name.
My name is Maria Elena Garcia.
How long have you been a permanent resident of the U.S.?
Resident? I don't understand.
You are a resident of the United States, yes?
Resident? Yes.
When did you come here?
6 years.
6 years. In what country are you from? What nationality?
Nationality, El Salvador.
Were you born in El Salvador?
I was born in San Miguel.
San Miguel, El Salvador. Are you married?
Married. Casada, yes.
Do you see the line that says home address?
Yes.
Your body language is important. You don't need to be nervous, so don't look nervous. Just relax. Sit up straight, but comfortably. And keep good eye contact.
And your phone number is 415-555-6776?
Sí, yes it is.
Are you Hispanic or Latino?
Yes, I am Latina.
Is your hair black?
Yes, it is.
Is your height 5 feet 2 inches?
It is.
It says here that you live here.
Yes.
And you have lived there for 5 years, is this true?
Yes, it is.
And do you work at Portola Fashions?
Yes, I do.
What do you do there? What is your job?
Garment worker. I am a garment worker.
Sometimes, if you aren't sure of a word in English, you can use body language to express the idea.
And in the last 5 years, how many trips outside the U.S. did you take?
No entiendo, I don't understand.
You traveled outside the United States?
Yes, I travel.
Traveled before now?
Yes, I traveled.
How many times?
One time, 2 weeks.
You went to El Salvador?
Yes, El Salvador. I went to El Salvador.
Okay. How many times have you been married?
Married. Casada, one time.
When did you get married? What year?
I can't say in English.
Was it 1999?
Yes, it was.
Is your spouse a U.S. citizen?
I don't understand. Please say again.
Is your spouse, your husband, a citizen of the U.S.?
No.
What country is he a citizen of?
El Salvador.
And how many times has your husband been married?
Sorry, a little nervous. Could you please repeat the question?
Your husband, was he married before he married you?
No.
Do you have children?
Yes.
How many?
2.
2. And what are their names?
Alejandro is my son. Esperanza is my daughter.
Have you ever voted in any federal, state, or local election in the U.S.?
Have I ever voted?
You understand vote, right?
Sí, votar.
Did you ever vote?
Yes, en El Salvador.
Salvador. And here in the U.S.?
No.
Do you owe any taxes that are overdue?
Overdue? Taxes that are overdue?
Yes, taxes you should have paid before now.
No, I pay all my taxes.
Have you ever been a member of a terrorist organization?
I'm sorry. Could you please say again slowly?
Have you ever been a member
A member.
of a terrorist organization?
Terrorista. Oh no, I'm no terrorist.
Have you ever advocated the overthrow of any government by force or violence?
I don't understand. Can you please explain the question for me?
Did you ever try to make people get rid of a government by force or violence?
No, never.
Have you ever been convicted of a crime?
Convicted. Could you please tell me what does convicted mean?
Convicted means that a judge or jury found that you did something against the law.
Oh, not convicted, never.
Have you ever been in jail or prison?
No.
Have you ever been a prostitute?
Prostituta. Prostitute, no, never.
Have you ever lied to an official of the government so that you could get into the United States?
Lied means no tell truth, no?
Yes.
No, I never lied to get into the United States.
Have you ever been removed or excluded or deported from the United States?
Let me think. Deported?
Removed, excluded, or deported?
No.
Have you ever served in the U.S. Armed Forces?
I'm not sure. Armed forces is like army, no? No.
Do you understand the full oath of allegiance to the United States?
You are asking me about allegiance I take to be citizen?
What did you say?
You are asking me about allegiance oath that I take to be citizen?
Yes.
Yes, I understand this oath.
Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance?
You ask me if I will take this oath?
Yes. Are you willing to take it?
Yes, I will take this oath.
Have you studied the 100 history and government questions?
Yes, I studied very much.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you a few of them to see how well you understand.
You've probably studied the 100 history and government questions a lot, but even so, you might be nervous. Remember, you only have to answer 6 out of 10 questions correctly.
What do we call the first 10 amendments to the Constitution?
The rights of bills. Was that okay?
Let's try it again. What do we call the first 10 amendments to the Constitution?
The Bill of Rights. Did you understand what I
Yes.
said?
That's fine. Next, how many terms can the president serve? Let's try another. Who was the first president?
George Washington.
How many justices are on the Supreme Court?
9 justices. 9.
What color are the stars on our flag?
The stars. White.
How many states are there in the United States today?
15. I mean 50.
Finally, what is the 4th of July?
Independence Day.
Good. Now, here's the question for you. Please read it for me.
What country is north of the United States?
Good. Now, please write the sentence I say.
Canada is
North of the
United States.
Very good, Ms. Garcia. I see that you've worked very hard.
Thank you very much.
Now, we are done with the questions. The only thing you need to do is sign the forms here
Okay, here.
and here.
Okay.
Congratulations, Ms. Garcia. I can tell that you'll be a very good citizen of the United States.
Did I pass?
Yes, you passed.
Thank you. Thank you for your help to make me a citizen.
You're very welcome. So, are you going out to celebrate this evening?
Now that you have completed the citizenship application, you can begin preparing for the naturalization interview. Let's take a look at what you can expect when you are invited to USCIS offices for your citizenship interview.
Juana Santa Maria. Door 3, please. Are you Juana Santa Maria?
Yes, I am.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth?
Yes, I do.
Please have a seat. May I see your green card and passport? What is your full name?
Juana Carla Santa Maria,
Where were you born?
in Chile.
Do you wish to change your name today?
No, I do not.
Would you like your full name on your certificate of citizenship?
Yes, that would be fine.
How did you come to this country?
I was petitioned by my mother.
And when did you become a permanent resident?
I have been a permanent resident since January 2001.
What is your birthday?
I was born on June 9, 1984.
How tall are you?
I'm 5 feet 6 inches.
When was the last time you traveled outside the United States?
The last time I traveled was in 2005.
And where did you go?
I went to Chile.
Did you stay outside the country for more than 6 months?
No, I was gone for 1 month.
What other trips did you take in the last 5 years?
I took 2 more trips. One to the Caribbean for 4 days and another one to Chile for 5 weeks.
What is your address?
I live at 74 Cecilia Drive in Perth Amboy.
Are you currently employed?
Yes, I work at Peterson Plumbing.
Are you married?
No, I'm divorced.
Was your husband a U.S. citizen?
No, my husband was a permanent resident.
How many times have you been married?
Only once.
Do you have children?
Yes, my daughter is 1 year old.
And where does she live?
She lives with me.
Have you ever claimed to be a U.S. citizen?
No, ma'am.
Have you ever registered to vote in the United States?
No, ma'am.
Do you pay your taxes?
Yes, I do.
Have you ever been in a mental institution?
No.
Have you ever been a member of the Communist Party?
No.
Have you ever been a member of a terrorist group?
No.
Since becoming a permanent resident, have you ever called yourself a non-resident on any tax return?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Could you please repeat the question?
Did you ever call yourself a non-resident on your tax return?
No, I did not.
Have you ever committed a crime for which you have not been arrested?
No.
Have you ever been convicted of a crime or offense?
No.
Have you ever been to jail?
No.
Have you ever been a prostitute?
No.
Ever had any problems with alcohol or drugs?
No.
Have you ever helped anyone enter the country illegally or lied to a government official?
No.
Have you ever been ordered removed, excluded, or deported from the United States?
No.
Have you ever served in the U.S. Armed Forces?
No.
Do you support the Constitution and form of government of the United States?
Yes, I do.
Do you understand the full oath of allegiance to the United States?
Yes, I do.
What is the oath of allegiance?
It means that I'm loyal to this country, and if there were a war, I'll fight for it.
If the law requires it, are you willing to bear arms on behalf of the United States?
Yes, I would.
If the law requires it, are you willing to perform work of national importance under civilian direction?
Yes, I would.
Okay, Miss Santa Maria, are you ready to take the civics portion of the test?
Yes, I am.
How many states are there in the Union?
There are 50 states.
What country did we fight during the Revolutionary War?
We fought against England.
What is the Constitution?
It's the supreme law of the land.
If both the president and vice president die, who becomes president?
The Speaker of the House.
What are the three branches of government?
The executive, the legislative, and the judicial.
What is Congress?
Is the House of Representatives and the Senate.
For how long do we elect each senator?
For 4 years.
That is incorrect. It's 6 years, but you don't have to answer them all correctly. Who is the head of the executive branch of government?
The President.
What are the first 10 amendments to the Constitution called?
The Bill of Rights.
Who said, "Give me liberty" or "Give me death"?
Patrick Henry.
What is the highest court in the United States?
The Supreme Court.
What kind of government does the United States have?
A republic.
What special group advises the president?
The Cabinet.
Okay, that's good. I'm going to dictate 2 sentences to you. Here is a pencil and paper. Please write the first sentence. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I like living in New Jersey. That is correct. Here is the next sentence. I want to be a United States citizen. That is correct. Congratulations. You have passed your citizenship test and will become a U.S. citizen today. Please check this paper and make sure that all the information is correct. If it is, please initial your name where indicated and sign over here.
Do I sign on this line?
Yes, please write your entire name and then initial here and also here. I'm returning your passport and green card. This paper indicates that you passed your citizenship test today. Please complete this form also by filling in your name and address and checking no in all of these boxes. And then go back outside and wait in the waiting room. They will call your name in the next hour or so, and when they do, please bring your green card and this form to the window. Then you'll have a seat again, and you'll have to wait for the oath ceremony.
All right, thank you very much. You have a great day.
Congratulations.
Notice that when Juana did not hear or understand the question, she asked the officer to repeat the question because she did not hear it, not because she could not understand it.
Come in.
Are you Miss Davis?
Yes, and you must be Mr. Dada.
Yes, that is me. That is I.
Good to meet you. Have a seat.
Thank you.
Is it still raining?
No, it stopped.
Oh, good. How long did it take you to get here?
About 1 hour.
Not too much traffic.
No.
Good. Now, I'll be asking you a lot of questions, and of course I expect you to be truthful.
Of course.
Please stand and raise your right hand. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You may sit down again. Do you know what kind of promise you just made?
An oath. I believe it is called an oath.
Exactly. And can you tell me why you've come here today?
Why? Because I hope to become a citizen of the United States.
Very good. Do you have your identification with you and your passport photos?
Yes. Here is my green card. And here is my passport from Togo.
Very good. Now, what is your full name?
My first name is Ola, my middle name is Yinka, and my last name is Dada. Ola Yinka Dada.
Very good. And when did you become a permanent resident of the U.S.?
Almost 8 years ago.
Excellent. Are you or have you ever been married?
No, I am not married. I have never been.
Body language is important, so remind yourself to sit up straight, to smile sometimes, and to look the interviewer in the eye.
Is the address on your application correct?
Yes, it is.
On the form, we have your phone number as 212-555-2824. Is this correct?
Yes, that is my only phone, and my email address is correct also.
Good. Now, here are some easy questions. Are you male?
Yes.
Are you black or African American?
Yes, I am.
What color is your hair?
Black.
And do you have brown eyes?
Yes, I do.
Good. Your application says that you have had 2 addresses in the last 5 years. Where you live now and 1 other address. Is this true?
Yes, it is. I lived with my brother and my cousin my first 4 years in America.
And did you attend college in Togo?
No, I did not. I received my bachelor's degree in the United States in accounting.
And since graduating from college, you've worked at the same company?
Yes, it is a very good company. I recently received a promotion.
Very good. I see you traveled outside the United States 3 times in the last 5 years.
Yes, I took 3 trips.
You tell me about those trips, please?
Yes. My first trip, my uncle sent me a plane ticket and I visited him in London. I stayed 10 days.
Good. By the way, there's no reason to be nervous. You are allowed to travel outside of the United States.
Thank you.
And you visited Mexico, too. Was that a vacation?
Yes. Last winter, I went to Cancun with my brother and my cousin.
That sounds like fun.
It was. I really liked Cancun.
What about this 2-day trip to Canada?
I drove to Toronto for work with my boss.
Before we go on, I just want to make sure of one thing. You've never been married before, right?
Right. Never. I have never been married.
Okay. Then the next part of the application doesn't apply to your case.
Doesn't? Can you say that again, please?
I said the next part of the application doesn't apply in your case. That's because you've never been married.
Ah, yes, because I do not have a wife.
What about children? How many sons and daughters have you had? Even though you've never been married, you might have children.
How many? I'm sorry, can you please repeat the question exactly?
Sure. How many sons and daughters have you had?
I do not have any children.
Okay, let's move on to the next part.
Okay.
Have you ever claimed to be a citizen of the United States in writing or in any other way?
Have I ever claimed to be a citizen? No, I have not.
Okay. You haven't ever voted in this country, have you?
No, I did not vote, ever. I can't. I'm not a citizen.
You don't have any title of nobility in a foreign country, do you?
No, I am not a nobleman.
Have you ever been declared legally incompetent or been confined to a mental institution within the last 5 years?
Have I ever been declared legally incompetent?
Right. Have you?
No.
And you weren't ever a patient in a mental institution, were you?
No, I do not have any mental problems.
By the way, you're doing fine. Your answers are all very good.
Oh, good.
Now, have you ever been a member of or associated with any organization, association, fund, foundation, party, society, club, or any similar group in the United States or any other place?
I'm sorry. I must be a little bit nervous. I do not understand. Could you please say that more slowly?
No need to be nervous. I asked about groups you have belonged to or been associated with.
Oh yes, I remember. My brother told me to join a group that is for peace in my country.
And did your brother also tell you you had to join the chess club?
No, that was my idea. I am a very good chess player.
Since becoming a permanent U.S. resident, have you ever failed to file a tax return because you considered yourself a non-resident?
I'm sorry, non-resident? Do you mean saying that I do not live in the United States?
Yes, saying you're not a resident.
No, I know I must always pay my taxes.
Yes, you need to pay them, Mr. Dada. Have you ever been arrested, cited, or detained by any law enforcement officer for any reason?
Excuse me, what does cited mean?
Cited means told to appear in court.
Oh no.
So you've never been put in jail?
No, I have never been put in jail.
Have you ever sold or smuggled a controlled substance or illegal drugs or narcotics?
Does controlled substance mean the same as a legal substance?
Almost. A controlled substance is a drug a doctor might prescribe, but is otherwise illegal to buy or sell.
No, no drugs.
Have you ever lied to a U.S. government official to get into the United States?
No, it is not a good idea to lie to the officials.
You are right about that, Mr. Dada. Now, are there removal, exclusion, rescission, or deportation proceedings pending against you?
I'm not sure.
Why not?
Because I don't know what resist means.
Oh, rescission. That means revoking or canceling your legal permanent resident status.
Now I understand. No, there is no proceedings.
And have you ever left this country to avoid being drafted in the U.S. Armed Forces?
I don't believe so. I left this country 3 times. I told you that. But it was never to escape being put into the army.
I'm sure it wasn't.
No, not at all.
Now, do you support the Constitution of the United States?
By support, do you want to know if I am for them rather than against them?
Yes, that's what I mean by support.
Then yes, I totally support the Constitution and this kind of government.
And are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance to the United States?
Sure.
What'd you say?
I'm sorry. I was mistaken. I meant to say, yes, I am willing to take the oath of allegiance.
Good. And if the law requires it, are you willing to perform non-combatant services for the U.S. Armed Forces?
Are you saying that I would not have to carry a rifle, but I would have to follow military orders? Yes?
Yes.
Then yes, I would do that.
I assume you've studied the 100 American history and government questions?
Yes, I have.
Now I'm going to ask you a few of them.
This part of the interview is difficult for some people. You may forget an answer, even one you know. That's okay. Just stay calm.
All right. What are 2 cabinet-level positions?
The President's Cabinet, the Secretary of Defense and State.
Could you say that again?
I'm sorry. The Secretary of Defense and the Secretary of State.
Good. Now, what did the Declaration of Independence do?
It said to Great Britain that the colonies wanted freedom.
Excellent. Let's see. How many U.S. senators are there?
50. No, 100.
And can you say who lived in America before the Europeans arrived?
The American Indians. Was that what you were looking for?
Yes. In what month do we vote for president?
In November?
Yes, and what are the 3 branches of government?
Executive, legislative, and judicious?
Could you repeat that last one?
Oh, judicial.
Very good. That's enough questions. Could you take this and please read this question back to me?
Who was the second president of the United States?
And please write this sentence. Adams was the second president. I'm impressed. You have done an excellent job. I can see that you worked very hard to learn English and you prepared very well for this interview.
I really appreciate you telling me this.
So congratulations, you've passed. Now all you need to do is sign this form here and here. Thank you. I know you are going to be a great American citizen.
Thank you very much. You are very kind.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Dada.
Hi, my name is Carolyn Mitchell. I'm an attorney at law, licensed to practice both in the state of Florida and Georgia, which allows me to practice immigration law throughout the country. The purpose of this video is to assist you and guide you through your interview process for your citizenship. There are certain requirements which you must meet to become an American citizen. Those requirements include passing an American government and history examination and having knowledge and understanding and being able to write basic English. There are certain exemptions which you may qualify for as an applicant on the date of filing if you are 50 years of age and have been a lawful permanent resident for 20 years or longer, or if you're 55 years of age and have been a lawful permanent resident for 15 years or longer in the United States. If you are 65 years of age or older and have been a lawful permanent resident for 20 years or longer, you're entitled to take an oral examination with 10 questions at your local Immigration and Naturalization Service office. Those list of 10 questions are from a list of 25 which may be available to you and are made known to the public. Please keep in mind that you may also qualify for a waiver of disability if you fall into one of 3 categories. Those categories include developmental disability, mental impairment, or physical disability. To qualify for this waiver, you must be diagnosed by a civil surgeon who is approved by the Immigration and Naturalization Office. The civil surgeon must list your diagnosis and prognosis and also the conclusion that you fall into one of the 3 disability categories. The naturalization petition has basic requirements which are going to be examined and verified by the Immigration and Naturalization Adjudicating Officer. These requirements include being a lawful permanent resident, being at least 18 years of age, having resided in the United States for 5 years, during that time being physically present in the United States for at least half that time period, continuously, passing an American government and history examination, being able to speak, read, and write English for ordinary usage conditions, being of good moral character, and taking the oath of loyalty to the United States. There may be certain circumstances which bar you from citizenship eligibility. Those circumstances, however, may change, and you may be able to petition at a future date. Please remember that there may be instances where actually petitioning for your citizenship may jeopardize your permanent residency status. If you have any questions, check with a local immigration attorney to review your petition and to answer your questions. Always dress appropriately and in business attire. Bring with you all your documentations which you use to fill out your N-400 citizenship petition. Make sure to remember the dates and the information which you listed on your N-400 form. Answer all questions in English. directly, and honestly. Best wishes and good luck.
What is your name?
Carol Avendaño.
Do you still live at 13233 Harbor Boulevard, Garden Grove, California, 92843?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is that in Orange County?
Yes.
What is your birthday?
November 21st, 1968.
What country were you born in?
I was born in Argentina.
Do you have a Social Security card?
Yes. Here's my Social Security card.
Okay. And you have a green card?
Yes, my green card.
Okay. How long have you lived in the United States?
Since January 11th, 1990.
And what port were you admitted through?
Through Miami, Florida.
Okay. What is your nationality?
I'm Argentinian.
Have you used any other names besides the name on your green card?
No, sir.
What is your height?
I'm 5'6".
What is your marital status?
I'm single.
Can you speak, read, and write English?
Yes.
Have you traveled outside the United States since you became a permanent resident?
Yes, but only one time.
Okay. When was that, and when did you return?
It was in November of 1992, and I came back in December of 1992.
Okay. How long were you gone?
4 weeks.
And where did you go?
I went to Argentina.
Okay. Why did you go to Argentina?
To visit my family and my friends.
Okay.
How long have you lived at your current address?
5 years.
Is that a house or an apartment?
That's a house.
How do you support yourself?
I work.
Do your children assist you in any support, or do you receive public assistance?
No, my children don't help me, and I don't get public assistance.
Who do you work for?
Law Office of Harry Bagby.
And could you please state their address for me?
13233 Harbor Boulevard, Garden Grove, California, 92843.
How long have you worked for them?
2 years.
And what is your occupation?
I'm a clerk.
How much money do you earn per month?
$1,500 per month.
Are you married?
Yes.
How many times have you been married?
1 time.
Does that mean your present marriage 1 time?
Yes, I'm currently married.
Could you please state your spouse's full name for me?
Her name is Linda Marie Stewart.
Is that Stewart?
Yes.
And where does she live?
She lives with me.
What is her citizenship?
She's a U.S. citizen.
Do you have any children?
Yes.
How many?
Just 1.
What is the name of your child?
Mary Ann Stewart.
And her date of birth?
February 1, 1991.
Where was she born?
Garden Grove, California,
And where does she presently live?
She lives with me. Are you now, or have you ever been, a member of the Communist Party?
No.
Can you tell me what communism is?
It means no freedom.
Have you ever persecuted any person because of race, religion, national origin, or political opinion?
No, sir.
Can you tell me what persecution means?
Yes, it means to hurt someone.
Were you ever in the military?
No.
Since becoming a permanent resident, have you ever failed to file a federal income tax return?
No, sir.
Have you always paid your taxes?
Yes.
Are deportation proceedings pending against you, or have you ever been deported?
No.
Do you know what deported means?
Yes. It means to be sent back to the country I came from.
Have you ever claimed in writing or told anyone that you are a U.S. citizen?
No, sir.
Have you ever been a habitual drunkard?
No.
What is a drunkard?
An alcoholic, someone who drinks a lot?
Have you ever advocated or practiced polygamy?
No, sir.
Can you tell me what polygamy means?
It means many wives or husbands at the same time.
That's right. I know you haven't, but I have to ask this. Have you ever been a prostitute or been involved with prostitution?
No.
What is a prostitute?
Sex for money.
Have you ever knowingly and for gain helped any alien to enter the United States illegally?
No.
Have you ever been an illicit trafficker in narcotic drugs or marijuana?
No.
Did you ever buy and sell drugs?
No, sir.
Have you ever received money from illegal gambling?
No.
Did you ever give false testimony? That is, did you ever lie to an immigration officer to get an immigration benefit?
No, sir.
Have you ever been declared legally incompetent or been confined as a patient in a mental institution?
No.
Do you know what a mental institution is?
Yes, that's a hospital for crazy people.
Have you ever had a title of nobility?
No.
Have you ever knowingly committed any crime for which you were not arrested?
No.
Have you ever been arrested?
No.
What does it mean to be arrested?
It means to be detained and handcuffed by the police.
Have you ever been cited, charged, indicted, convicted, fined, or imprisoned for breaking or violating any law, excluding traffic regulations?
No, sir.
Have you ever had any traffic tickets?
No.
Okay. So you've never been convicted of a crime?
No.
And that means found guilty. Did you ever go to court?
No, I've never had to go to court.
Okay. So you've never had a record expunged?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you believe in the Constitution of the United States and the form of government of the United States?
Yes.
Can you tell me what the Constitution is?
Constitution is the supreme law of our land.
That's a good answer. Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance to the United States?
Yes.
Okay. If the law requires it, are you willing to bear arms on behalf of the United States?
Yes.
Can you tell me what it means to bear arms?
It means to fight.
Who would you fight?
I would fight the enemy of the United States.
Okay. If the law requires it, Are you willing to perform non-combatant services in the armed forces of the United States?
Yes.
And if the law requires it, are you willing to perform work of national importance under civilian direction?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you now, or have you ever been, a member of any organization, club, society, or similar type group in the United States or in any other place?
No.
Do you know what organization means?
That's when a group of people get together to do something.
How many of your parents are United States citizens?
None of my parents are U.S. citizens.
What is their status?
They're both permanent residents.
What are their addresses?
They live with me.
With your citizenship, you're allowed to change your name legally at no cost to you. Would you like to change your name?
No, I'll keep my name.
What is your present daytime telephone number?
714-530-9889.
Do you know what oath of allegiance means?
Yes, that's loyalty to the U.S. government and not promoting communism.
I'm going to ask you to sign this form for me on your citizenship petition, which attests to the fact that all of the information you've given in this petition is true and correct. Would you please sign for me right here? Thank you. I will also ask you to sign this form of the oath of allegiance to the United States. Please sign right here. Thank you. Now, if you could please, on your photos, sign for me along the side on each of your photographs. Thank you. You have passed your interview. Congratulations. You must now attend your swearing-in ceremony. Please bring with you all your documentation to the swearing-in ceremony, and make sure, of course, that you bring your green card with you. If you do not attend your swearing-in ceremony, you will not become a naturalized citizen. Here is your letter.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, how are you today?
Fine, thank you.
My name is Officer Carolyn Mitchell. I'm an Immigration and Adjudication Officer here today. Do you know why you're here?
I'm here for a citizenship interview.
And your name is?
My name is Thomas John Smith.
Do you know what it is to take an oath?
Yes, a promise to tell the truth.
And you promise to tell the truth today?
Yes.
Please stand up and raise your right hand for me. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Have a seat, please. Can you please give me your present mailing address?
13233 Harbor Boulevard, Garden Grove, California, 92843.
Is this also the same address where you live?
Yes.
Could I please see your green card and your state identification?
Here it is.
Thank you. Thank you. Do you have a social security number?
Yes.
May I please see that card? Thank you. How long have you been a permanent resident?
6 years.
And what is your present citizenship?
Irish.
Have you ever used any other names than the name that you just gave me on your resident alien card?
No.
Can you speak, read, and write English?
Yes.
Have you had any absences from the United States?
Yes.
Can you please give me the dates?
I went outside the United States January 1994, came back in February 1994.
Was this your only absence out of the United States?
Yes, only one.
And your reason for the trip?
To visit my family.
Very good. Can you please give me your employer's name where you're presently employed?
Law Office of Harry Bagby.
And their address?
13233 Harbor Boulevard.
What do you do for them?
I'm a clerk.
And how much money do you earn with them per month?
$1,500 per month.
Do you receive any type of public assistance?
No.
How many times have you been married?
One time.
And the name of your wife?
My wife's name is Linda Marie Smith.
What is her citizenship?
She's also Irish.
And where does she live?
She lives with me.
Do you have any children?
Yes, one daughter.
Is she born in this country?
Yes.
And where is she presently living?
She lives at home with me.
Can you give me the definition of organization, please?
An organization?
Yes.
That's when a group of people get together to do something.
Are you a member of any type of organization, social group, political affiliation?
No.
Have you ever been declared legally incompetent or been confined as a patient to a mental institution?
No.
Do you know what mental institution means?
Yeah, that's a hospital for crazy people.
Have you ever knowingly committed any crime for which you have not been arrested?
No.
Have you ever had any traffic citations?
No.
Have you ever been arrested, cited, charged, indicted, convicted, fined, or imprisoned for breaking or violating any law or ordinance excluding traffic regulations?
No.
Do you believe in the Constitution?
Yes.
What is the supreme law of the land?
The Constitution is the supreme law of the land.
Very good. Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance for the United States?
Yes.
And what does oath of allegiance mean to you?
It means loyalty to the United States, not promoting communism.
Are any of your parents United States citizens?
No. Both my parents are permanent residents.
And where do they live?
They live at home with me.
With your citizenship, you're entitled to change your name legally at no cost. Would you wish to change your name?
No, I'd like to keep my name.
Very well. Would you please give me your daytime telephone number where we may contact you?
714-530-9889.
As a part of your interview, you have to pass an American Government and History examination and also show me that you have basic English reading and writing skills. So what I would like for you to do is answer the questions that I have listed here for you. This will tell me that you know about your American government and history, and also show me that you have your basic English reading and writing skills.
How many stars are on the American flag? It's 50.
Good.
Who was the first president of the United States? George Washington.
Very well.
Name the 2 U.S. senators from your state. Barbara Boxer and Dianne Feinstein.
One more, please.
What was one of the main causes of the American Civil War? Slavery.
Very good. Now you will see that on this paper, I here have for you to sign, actually, excuse me, I need to be able to dictate, and you need to be able to write out for me a sentence. And that sentence is that I believe in the Constitution of the United States. And what this will show me is that you also have, of course, your writing skills. So the sentence is, I believe in the Constitution of the United States. Thank you. Let me review, please. Very good. I'm going to now ask you to sign on your citizenship petition. What you are signing, of course, states that what you have now told me and everything that is in your N-400 petition is the truth and is correct. Would you please sign for me right here? Thank you. I would also like you to sign off on this form, which of course is attesting to your oath of allegiance to the United States. Please sign right here. Now, these are your photographs which you originally provided to us. You need to please print your name along the top of the forms. Excuse me, the photographs.
Here?
Yes, right here. Congratulations.
Thank you. Are you now, or have you ever been, a member of the Communist Party? Did you ever serve in, or were you in any way affiliated with, the Nazi Party? Have you at any time, anywhere, ever participated in the persecution of any person because of race, religion, national origin, or political opinion? Since becoming a permanent resident, have you ever failed to file a federal income tax return? Since becoming a permanent resident, have you ever filed a federal income tax return as a non-resident, or failed to file a federal return because you considered yourself to be a non-resident? Have you ever claimed in writing or told anyone that you are a United States citizen? Have you ever been a habitual drunkard? Have you ever advocated or practiced polygamy? Have you ever been a prostitute or procured anyone for prostitution? Have you ever knowingly and for gain helped any alien to enter the United States illegally? Have you ever been an illicit trafficker in narcotic drugs or marijuana? Have you ever received income from illegal gambling? Have you ever given false testimony for the purpose of obtaining any immigration benefit? Have you ever been declared legally incompetent? Or have you ever been confined as a patient in a mental institution? Did you ever have a title of nobility? Have you ever knowingly committed any crime for which you have not been arrested? Have you ever been arrested, cited, charged, indicted, convicted, fined, or imprisoned for breaking or violating any law, excluding traffic regulations? Do you believe in the Constitution and form of government of the United States? Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance to the United States? If the law requires it, are you willing to bear arms on behalf of the United States? If the law requires it, are you willing to perform non-combatant services in the armed forces of the United States? If the law requires it, are you willing to perform work of national importance under civilian direction? Congratulations on your decision to become a U.S. citizen.
Hi.
Hi.
Eric.
Hi, Eric. Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Have a seat. Do you know what it means to tell the truth?
Yeah, I think so.
What does it mean?
I guess just to be a straight talker.
Right. Let's begin with your green card and your driver's license. Can you show them to me?
Oh, yeah. There's my driver's license.
You don't have a green card?
Nah, I lost it a long time ago, actually.
You know you were supposed to bring it with you, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, all right. We'll try to proceed without it, but you need to understand that all permanent residents must have their green card on them at all times.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay. Can you tell me your name?
Eric Ting.
Is the spelling on your driver's license correct?
Yeah.
Do you have any other names?
No.
Do you want to change your name?
No.
And your social security number, is it 178?
No, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh, okay. It wasn't very clear here, so.
Oh.
And your birth date?
July 15th, 1984.
Our records show that you are a citizen of Canada. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Neither of your parents are U.S. citizens?
No.
Are you single, married, divorced, widowed?
I'm single.
And your home address here is 617 Mount Stevenson Court in Los Angeles?
Yep.
Do you want to include a mailing address here?
No, it's okay.
What's your telephone number? I can't quite read it here.
It's actually 626-215-2300.
How tall are you and how much do you weigh?
Oh, jeez.
You'll need to turn your cell phone off.
I didn't realize that. I'm sorry.
Thank you very much. How tall are you and how much do you weigh?
I'm 5'10", about 180 pounds.
Yeah, you didn't answer those two questions, so I'm filling it in for you.
Oh.
When did you move to your current address?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe a year ago?
Okay, you kind of left that question blank too. Do you know the exact date?
Around, I guess, May 15th.
What about before then? You left this section blank also.
You know, I can't remember. I don't really know.
I know some of these questions may require some research, but we ask them for a reason. If you can't provide the answer now, we'll give you a chance to send us the information when you get it, okay?
Okay.
The same with your employment. You listed that you worked at this store a year, but there's no other information.
Yeah, I worked at Ralph's a while ago, but I can't. I worked other places too, but I can't really remember exactly where they were.
Okay, well, see if you can dig it up and send it to me. I'll give you our address and you can take care of that.
Okay.
And remember to list any period that you were not working, such as when you were in school.
Okay.
To continue, you've taken 2 overseas trips in the past 5 years, correct?
Yeah.
Have you made any other trips since you became a permanent resident?
Oh, I thought that question was only for the past 5 years.
No, unfortunately. A lot of people miss that. These 2 questions refer to the past 5 years, but this one, see, ask about all your trips since you've become a permanent resident.
Oh, okay.
Did you bring your passport with you as we instructed?
No, I forgot about that.
Okay, we'll move on then. You said you were single?
Yes.
Have you ever been married before?
No.
Do you have any children?
No.
Now let me ask you, have you ever claimed to be a citizen?
No.
Have you ever registered to vote?
No.
Have you ever voted in any election?
No.
Since you became a permanent resident, have you ever failed to file a required tax return?
No, I always file my taxes.
Do you owe any taxes that are overdue?
No.
Do you have any title of nobility to any foreign country?
No, I don't think so. No.
Have you ever been declared legally incompetent or confined to a mental institution?
No.
Have you ever been a member or associated with any organization, association, fund, foundation, party, club, society, or similar group in the U.S. or in any other place?
No.
Have you ever been a member of or in any way associated with the Communist Party?
No.
Any totalitarian party?
No.
Any terrorist organizations?
No.
Have you ever advocated the overthrow of any government by force or violence?
No.
Have you ever persecuted anyone because of their race, religion, national origin, membership in any particular social group, or political opinion?
No.
Between 1933 and 1945, were you involved with the Nazi government of Germany or any government associated with Nazi Germany?
No.
Since you became a permanent resident, have you ever called yourself a non-resident for tax purposes?
No.
Have you ever failed to file a tax return because you considered yourself a non-resident?
No.
Have you ever committed a crime for which you were not arrested?
No.
Have you ever been arrested, cited, or detained by any law enforcement officer for any reason?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
We have a record from the Department of Justice showing that you were arrested and convicted of a misdemeanor.
Oh, that was so long ago.
It doesn't really matter how long ago it was, regardless to when it occurred or how minor it seems. An arrest or conviction may affect your eligibility for citizenship.
Okay, well, then I guess yes.
Can you tell me what happened?
Guess I was arrested a long time ago for stealing cassette tape from a store.
Okay, any other crimes or offenses we should know about?
No.
What about traffic violations?
You need to know about that too?
Yes, we do.
Well, I guess I've had some speeding tickets and some other stuff.
I'm guessing that you didn't bring any documentation for your arrest or citations as we requested?
No.
Have you ever been placed in an alternative sentencing or rehabilitative program?
No.
Have you ever received a suspended sentence, been placed on probation, or been paroled?
No.
Have you ever been in jail or prison?
Well, yeah, just a little bit when I stole that cassette tape.
Okay. Have you ever been a habitual drunkard?
No.
Have you ever been a prostitute or procured anyone for prostitution?
No.
Have you ever sold or smuggled controlled substances?
No.
Have you ever helped anyone enter the United States illegally?
No.
Have you ever gambled illegally or received income from illegal gambling?
No.
Have you ever failed to support your dependents?
No.
Have you ever given false or misleading information to a government official while applying for an immigration benefit?
No.
Have you ever lied to a government official to gain entry or admission into the United States?
No.
Are you in removal, exclusion, rescission, or deportation proceedings?
No.
Have you ever been removed or excluded or deported?
No.
Have you ever been ordered to be removed, excluded, or deported?
No.
Have you ever asked for any kind of relief from removal, exclusion, or deportation?
No.
Have you ever served in the military, Eric?
No.
Have you ever left the United States to avoid being drafted into the armed forces?
No.
Have you ever applied for any kind of exemption for military services in the armed forces?
No.
Have you ever deserted the United States Armed Forces?
No.
Okay. Did you live in the United States at any time between your 18th and 26th birthday?
Yeah.
At that time, did you register for selective service?
I don't really remember.
Okay, that's okay. We can look it up for you.
Okay.
But if it turns out that you didn't register, you may be ineligible for naturalization at this time.
Okay.
Do you support the Constitution and the form of government of the United States?
Yes.
Do you understand the oath of allegiance?
Yes.
Okay. Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance?
Yes.
If the law requires it, are you willing to bear arms on behalf of the United States?
Yeah.
If the law requires it, are you willing to perform non-combative services in the military?
Yeah.
If the law requires it, are you willing to perform work of national importance under civilian direction?
Yeah.
All right. Here are the answers that we have corrected, Eric. And if you agree with the corrections, could you sign in this box and date it over here for me, please?
Okay.
And as I mentioned earlier, citizenship applicants must take an oath of allegiance. Will you do so if we find you eligible for citizenship?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, then print your name and sign right here. Okay, Eric, we're done with the application, and your English is good enough to become a citizen, but we still need to know that you can read and write English.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you this sentence and ask if you would read it out loud to me, please.
George Washington was the first president of the United States.
Very good, very good. Now, I need to know that you can write English, so I'm going to give you this blank sheet of paper, and I will read this sentence and ask you to write it.
Okay.
Thanksgiving is in November. Okay, that looks fine. We still need to test your U.S. government and history knowledge. Are you ready?
Yeah.
What does the Constitution do?
It separates us from England.
What is the rule of law?
It's the law that we have to listen to.
We elect a U.S. representative for how many years?
4.
Who is the commander-in-chief of the military?
Pentagon?
Under our Constitution, some powers belong to the states. What is one power of the states?
Like parks?
What?
Like, you know, maintaining the parks, the state parks?
Oh, okay. What do we show loyalty to when we say the Pledge of Allegiance?
The American flag.
Who wrote the Declaration of Independence?
George Washington?
Name one war fought by the United States in the 1800s.
Civil War.
Before he was president, Eisenhower was a general. What war was he in?
I think it's World War II.
All right, and finally, name one state that borders Canada.
Washington.
Good. That answer finally came in handy for you. But unfortunately, you didn't get 6 out of 10 correct, so you didn't pass the civic exam. Did you study?
No, not really.
Well, I think you can pass this exam if you study, Eric. It's really not that difficult if you spend some time with it. Here's a list of the questions that you were asked.
Okay.
And you can take those home with you and study them, so the next time you come, you'll be able to pass the exam.
Okay.
Okay, Eric, we need to get a little bit more paperwork out of the way, and a second interview would be automatically scheduled for you. So you'll be able to go home in just a few minutes and start studying for that exam.
Okay.